The producers of Harvesting Happiness podcast proudly present Positively Contagious, the mental health survival kit for the COVID-19 pandemic. Positively Contagious with Lisa Cypers, Kamen, and Andrea Mengele features tips and tools for staying sane and emotionally fit while sheltering in place. Give us 9 minutes or less, and we'll give you smart and simple strategies for your well-being. This is Lisa Cypers, Kamen, host of Harvesting Happiness, and producer Andrea Mengele, coming back at you with another episode of Positively Contagious, where we are exploring tips and strategies for managing the health crisis of coronavirus and basically addressing what to do and how to do it whilst on a coronacation. Today we're talking about the importance of spiritual life and spiritual practices. And before you hit stop or drop, hang on a minute. I want to put a disclaimer here. We are not a religious show. We are not Bible thumpers. We're talking about the evidence that researchers have uncovered about those who have a spiritual practice of some kind, whether it is a religion or some form of relationship to a source, or whether it's surfing or knitting or meditating or gardening. Those folks, those who have some connection to something that is bigger than themselves, self-report as happier and more content and a source of support and solace when undergoing difficult things. I've said a lot. Andrea, I'm turning it over to you.
Well, I can tell you what I've observed in groups that I'm in online on social media. A lot of people are turning to online versions because we're not able to congregate in large groups, or even, smaller churches that have been affected that maybe have 50 or less members. So there are so many ways to accomplish and meet this need that we have for connection with source or whatever our higher power of choice is.
When we talk about spiritual practices, yes, the virtual environment is ripe. Many of us have eye-rolled at the whole televangelist movement, but it does make sense. If you can't leave your house or you are avoiding crowds, and we have a need to avoid them certainly right now, the connecting, which goes back to an earlier episode about the importance of social connection, that is what religion and spirituality provide for many people, is that sense of community, that sense of fellowship, that sense of connecting and belonging to something.
Yes. Well, and here where I live in Southern California, a lot of our churches broadcast their services online. And I know quite a few that are still doing that. They're just doing it without the seats being filled.
And the other way you can tap into this spiritual life is to read something that is uplifting and supportive, whether it be the Bible, and again, I'm not Bible thumping here, but whether it's the Bible or beautiful poetry. I bought 2 beautiful poetry books recently. One was a compilation of the work of Mary Oliver, and the other was by Wendell Berry, and they both really tap into nature and the rhythm of life. And I find that offers some kind of spiritual completeness to this whole life cycle.
Yes, that sounds absolutely lovely. Something that comes to mind that I thought was worth sharing. There are quite a few libraries that have books available online if you have a membership. And some of these books that are older and are geared more towards the spiritual have unlimited copies available. And another source is books.google.com. And if the copyright is expired, then a lot of those books are available to download or peruse for free. So
oh, wow.
Something within your possession and you have the technical know-how and the access, you can still get hold of things online.
Or ask a friend or family member, which taps into that, staying connected and caring for one another, that we are responsible for one another's well-being, which I think spiritual life and practices tap into that, your well-being is my well-being, that when I know that the people that I'm close to, that they're doing all right and their families are okay, it gives me a sense of peace.
Yes. Definitely. It brings a sense of peace and a sense of completion to know that our loved ones are safe, content and cared for.
And other spiritual practices. I know for me, yoga and hiking, getting out in nature, it's to me an absolute religious experience. When I'm out on a hiking trail and I am looking at the wonders of nature and I start to observe how the trees are growing, how the trees have fallen, the different kinds of sounds that I can observe in nature. You know, that even though it's quiet, there are probably 50 different sounds of life that I'm a part of, you know, part of that flow of the universe.
And breathing. Just concentrate your breath and understanding that whatever thought comes to mind is okay. Just gently push it aside and focus on that breath. Even if you do it for 2 minutes, you're going to feel better.
Yes, the pause button. Many people have been referring to, you know, the pause and reboot process, that the breath work can help us do that when we just stop, and even directing our attention from wherever our mind has gone, because the mind is moving, you know, 500 miles a minute, going to the breath reinforces that we are in fact here, that we are in fact alive, that the present moment is safe.
Mm-hmm.
You know, those elements offer a sense of peace and security, certainly during times of uncertainty, but it's available at all times of the day or night, and it's free and doesn't require anything external, actually.
Exactly, and doesn't cost anything.
Yes, it does. And we want to be mindful of that. I believe in all of these mini episodes of Positively Contagious, nothing costs money. These are all about sharing resources, of ways to stay sane and stay secure in uncertainty. This is Lisa Cypers Kamen, host of Harvesting Happiness, and producer Andrea Mingali signing off for now from Positively Contagious. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stay humorous. Thanks for joining us on this special episode of Positively Contagious. This is Lisa Cypers Kamen and producer Andrea Mingali signing off for now. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stay positive. Don't forget to tune in for our regular Consciously Prepared Brain Food on Harvesting Happiness, wherever you get your podcasts. To learn more about Harvesting Happiness consulting services, please visit harvestinghappiness.com. Get social with us on Facebook at Harvesting Happiness, on Twitter at HH Talk Radio, and on Instagram at HH_Talk Radio.